Hey guys, it's Mr. Turner. Sorry I couldn't have enrichment this month. I've been actually doing a whole lot of different things with a lot of different grade levels. And so I really wasn't here enough for you guys to come to my class. And so I am actually coming to your classroom, to this video, to do our enrichment lesson. It's gonna be a really good one today because it's going to focus on creativity and originality. Now, what are those two things? Let's think about that for just a second. Okay, the first word I said was creativity. Creativity is using your imagination to create original things. A lot of times that's dealing with art. And so today we're gonna do like an art activity, but we're using our imagination to create original things. And that brings me back to the second word, which is originality. So what is originality? Originality is the ability to think independently or creatively. Now wait a minute. It's almost like we have a circle. We have creativity deals with the originality, and originality deals with creativity. And they really do tie into one another. And that's why it's important when we're doing activities like we are today, that we try to think creatively and we try to think originally. Now, what does that mean? Okay, so what you're gonna be given today is a sheet of paper that looks like this. And I've given your teacher a couple different ones, so she can use one or use both of them. And what we're going to ask you to do is we're going to ask you to use the lines that are on the paper already to create something original, something only you would think of. So whenever you're actually drawing your item on this, because you use your pencil, I want you to try to think and draw things that only you think that you would think of. That means it's original. Nobody else would have that idea in the class. So you kind of keep your idea a secret because you don't want other people using your idea, like they're drawing one thing and you say what your idea is, and then they like your idea better, so they erase theirs and make your idea too. So try to make things that are original, only coming from you. And I'm gonna give you a quick example. Let's say I have these triangles right here. And let's just pretend that they're in two separate boxes, because that one's divided up in boxes, right? So I have two boxes and both of them have triangles. And I am trying to think of something original to draw using those triangles. So one of them, maybe I'm feeling a little bit hungry. And so I try to come up with it, and I'm like, so what I'm gonna make this one out of, draw it. I'm a little hungry that day. And so I come up with an idea for a piece of pizza. Now, is that a good idea? I think it's probably a pretty good idea. But when you see a triangle like that, do you think more people would have that same idea to maybe draw a piece of pizza with that idea? I do. So I think while it's a really good idea, and if there's a triangle on your sheet of paper, you know, a piece of pizza is a good idea, but it's not really an original idea, because there would be a lot of people that would think of pizza, especially if it's getting real close to lunch. But if I had the same triangle and I came up to it and I was like, what can I make out of this triangle? Well, let's see. I'm gonna add something here. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna add these. It looks like little, and I'm gonna color them in, because I'm making little sunglasses, make a smile, make this into a nose, right? And I'll make some hair. And then, so instead of making a piece of pizza, I've made what I like to say is an awesome possum. And so I've made a possum wearing sunglasses on this triangle instead of a piece of pizza. Now, how many of you had an idea of making a possum wearing sunglasses? Probably not very many of you. A few of you may have had an idea of pizza, so that was less original, but whenever you see a possum wearing sunglasses, that's something that maybe you wouldn't think of. So when you're looking at these lines, and you're wondering, what can I draw with these lines? Try to think of things like the awesome possum that you don't think anybody else would think of. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? Well, I would start out by first getting my piece of paper and thinking of ideas. Now, what I like to do is set a time limit of 10 minutes. So if I have, this one has 6 on it, but if you got 2 sheets, maybe it has 12. And so I like to set a time limit of about 10 minutes. And the thing is that whatever time limit your teacher sets, if they set you a time limit, you have one word that you cannot use in that 10-minute time limit or whatever time limit they set, and that is done. You cannot be finished until the time limit is done. That means if you got done with all of your drawings and you drew something really quick on all of them and you were done within 10 minutes or within 2 minutes, You can't say you're finished with your drawing because you still have 8 more minutes to work. And so what you do with that is you take the ideas that you had first and you add a bunch more details. And so if your teacher sets a time limit of 10 minutes, let's try to work for that whole 10 minutes to make original creative ideas with as much detail as possible. To recap, you're going to use creativity and originality to come up with original artwork on one of these pages. There might be a time limit, so if you have a time limit, work within that time limit to make sure that you come up with the most detailed, original, creative ideas that you can. But in addition to being creative and original, I also want you guys to have fun. Remember, art is something that we're supposed to enjoy, and it's kind of relaxing. It's an opportunity for us to brainstorm original ideas and put them on paper. And know that even though you may have an idea that's just super elaborate, has all these details, if it doesn't come out exactly like you thought it would on paper, that's okay, because artwork is all about exploring your mind and using your imagination to create something new. So just have fun, relax, and enjoy this activity. And I cannot wait to have you guys back in my classroom next month. See you.